These people should not have shows.
How am I going to get through 8 episodes of these? Oh!
It's just so inauthentic. Why would I watch it?
I couldn't make it through like 2 minutes, guys.
It is painful, guys. It is so boring and painful.
The show is all about making friends and celebrating with family, two things that Meghan Markle is clearly incapable of doing.
You're speaking my language, but it's a language I learned from you.
Language is literal word salad. Literally salad.
I am physically nauseated watching that clip.
I am losing my mind watching this show.
The reason they keep flopping is because she doesn't have anything to say.
She did this thing where she arranged fruit in a rainbow on the board. Who the hell has time for that?
It's giving rom-com vibe. The music in the background. Do you believe in magic? What is that?
It is one of the most inauthentic things I've ever watched in my life.
Megan's not really giving any tips, but guys, on Netflix, you can watch it at 1.5 speed.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
Meghan Markle just dropped a new Netflix show, and Michael Knowles wasted no time tearing into it. Right out of the gate, he hit with the question, everyone's already whispering, why does she even have a show? Seriously, why? It's not just random shade either. Knowles points to her track record where every big project gets hyped to the max, then either disappears quietly or sparks massive backlash. His take? At the core, she doesn't bring anything fresh or gripping to the table, and that's why it all keeps falling flat.
The reason they keep flopping is because she doesn't have anything to say. If you want to be a public figure, you need to have at least something to say.
Knowles isn't stopping there. He connects Meghan's lack of substance to a bigger criticism. She craves the spotlight without the grind that comes with it. She wants the perks, the recognition, the attention, but skips out on the heavy lifting that usually earns those rewards. And it's not a one-time thing either. That pattern keeps popping up, whether she's stepping into the royal spotlight or trying to reinvent herself as some kind of lifestyle figure.
She wants all of the privileges that go along with an identity, but she doesn't want any of the responsibility. She doesn't want to do any of the work.
Meghan's shiny new Netflix series, pitched as her playful guide to lifestyle over perfection, has already turned into a running joke online. Critics see it as yet another staged attempt to look authentic while staying completely controlled. Knowles zeroed in on the contradiction. How can you claim modesty while filming an entire show about yourself? That clash is what makes the whole thing feel so cringeworthy. People expect humility, but they get polished self-promotion instead. The result? A crash course in how not to win public favor. And the roast sessions kicked in fast. The show's promise of honesty fell apart right away when viewers learned the beautiful home featured wasn't even hers.
That's not even her house. She rented this couple's house, and that's where they filmed it. It's just so terribly inauthentic.
If the house is fake, then what about all those cozy homemaker moments? Critics jumped on that too. They claim even the cooking scenes aren't really Meghan's work. Instead of whipping up meals, she's more like a food stylist, carefully moving things around so it looks good on screen, but not actually doing the hard part of cooking.
It's supposed to be a cooking show, but she doesn't actually cook. The other people cook, and then she just puts her hands all over everything and rearranges it.
And it's not just the main dishes. Even the fruit platters, the simple prep work, reportedly comes from a full team working behind the scenes. So when Meghan appears arranging food, it feels more like a staged performance than any real kitchen skill. She's not sitting there slicing fruit every day. That's the crew's job. Add the dreamy lighting, the background music, the flawless rom-com style vibe, and the whole thing feels polished to the point of fakery, which leads to the big question. If the house isn't hers and the cooking isn't hers, can we trust the advice? Critics say no. In fact, that's where the show crashes hardest. The lifestyle tips are so bizarre, they come off like parody. Case in point, the pretzel fiasco.
She took a bag of pretzels, dumped it into another plastic bag so that it was prettier, and then tied it up and was like, ta-da, chef!
These over-the-top aesthetic hacks left viewers confused and critics ready to pounce. Take the fruit platter, for example. Sure, it looked nice, but the reaction was the same everywhere. Who on earth has time for that? It perfectly summed up the show's problem, focusing on how things look instead of offering anything real or useful for people with actual busy lives.
She did this thing where she arranged fruit in a rainbow on the board. Who the hell has time for that?
And it didn't stop with the fruit. Meghan even added yogurt clouds to the platter, the kind of touch that might impress on Pinterest but feels laughably out of place in real life. At one point she even says, that can be the clouds, while plopping yogurt on a plate. Then came her popcorn hack, which looked so weak, even though she didn't seem sold on it. These awkward lines and offbeat tips are exactly what make the show a goldmine for mockery.
She's like not even believing her own tip here. Did you see that face? put it in the bag. It's like someone told her to say this, and then she's like, okay.
Beyond the weird hacks, the whole show pushes a lifestyle that feels completely disconnected from real life. The time, money, and calm it assumes just don't exist for normal people. Parents are juggling jobs, bills, and kids. They're not carving fruit into art projects before breakfast. Jeremy Kyle ripped into this exact point, blasting the show as elitist and clueless. Watching Meghan calmly arrange fruit while real families are scrambling to survive comes across as tone-deaf at best. Critics hammered the same point again and again. It's impractical, unrealistic, and shows she doesn't understand her audience, or worse, doesn't care.
What mother has enough time to create a fruit plate at 6 o'clock on a Monday morning when there's toast thrown around the room?
This show isn't just awkward, it's so bad that even big-name celebrities reportedly want nothing to do with it. Critics don't see it as a single flop either, but as part of a bigger pattern. Michael Knowles nailed it when he said Meghan keeps repeating the same moves, expecting different results, basically the textbook definition of insanity. Instead of adjusting or owning her mistakes, she doubles down and keeps walking the same road, even though it keeps leading to failure. For critics, that stubborn cycle explains why the audience stays unimpressed and why the backlash never stops.
I'm not going to take any responsibility. I'm not going to suggest that maybe that might be my fault. No. It'll just all change tomorrow.
These aren't just little slip-ups. Meghan walked away from the royals, scored massive media deals worth millions, and was expected to skyrocket into a new league. But according to Knowles and other critics, the hype never matched the results. One big project after another fizzled out, leaving nothing close to the impact promised. And that streak of failures might be costing her more than just bad reviews. Insiders claim big names in Hollywood are now steering clear. Case in point, Oprah didn't even invite Meghan to a surprise birthday party she hosted for Gayle King. Then came the Dolly Parton mess, where Meghan's team reportedly tried to land her for a cameo on With Love Meghan. The response? Dolly's camp was furious.
They don't want to risk Dolly's epic Q score, her popularity, by associating with Meghan Markle.
96% of people who watch these videos don't subscribe. Don't be one of them. If this hit you, click the subscribe button so the truth doesn't get buried.
Reports claim Dolly Parton's team wanted nothing to do with Meghan's show, fearing it could drag down Dolly's legendary brand. Commentators piled on, saying the move was clearly about Meghan trying to borrow Dolly's credibility to prop up her own shaky image. One critic put it bluntly, Meghan's a fake royal making fake food and pretending to have famous friends, and Dolly shouldn't have to take that hit. Insiders say this wasn't just about one cameo, but about Meghan's broader struggle to book top-tier guests. Her past podcast reportedly faced the same problem, showing that her star power may already be fading. With projects flopping and A-listers allegedly stepping back, some insiders believe the golden age of those huge media deals could be over.
There won't be another deal. There may be one-off, that's it. A-listers are now actively keeping away from them and events that they're apparently going to attend.
So why does Meghan keep getting it wrong? Michael Knowles says it's because she never understood what being a princess really means. In his view, she ran toward the tiara and the glam, but bolted the moment she realized the job came with endless public duty. Knowles argues that both Meghan and Harry want the applause, the perks, and the special treatment, but not the grind or sacrifice that comes with it. He puts it bluntly. They want the honors without the effort. To drive it home, he draws a sharp line between what he calls a real princess and a pretend one. A true royal, he says, lives for service, setting aside personal wants to put the public first. Meghan may have stepped into that world, but according to Knowles, she never truly embraced the role.
To be a real princess is to focus your life on the service of others and to restrain your individual desires.
Knowles flips the coin and describes the pretend princess as someone who chases fame, thrives on glam, and constantly craves attention. And in his eyes, that's exactly where Meghan feels most at home. He says her struggle comes from this clash. She was an actress who stepped into real royalty, but now she wants to slip back into acting while still holding on to the princess label. The result? She's stuck in limbo, not fitting fully into either role and failing at both because she keeps trying to juggle them at the same time.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
Knowles says the clash is simple. You can't be both a royal and an actress. Royals are expected to be steady, even boring, while actors thrive on drama and attention. One role requires quiet service, the other demands constant spotlight, and Meghan keeps trying to live in both worlds at once. While critics tear her apart, audiences are roasting her show with even sharper wit. The trailer's comment section turned into comedy gold. One viewer joked, "Hey, Netflix, I made toast and elevated it with butter. Can I get a deal too?" Another mocked, not her house, not her recipes, not her friends, but so authentic. Others piled on with lines about saving dips with olive oil, baking oatmeal buns with herbs, or just needing a beige sweater to land their own Netflix deal. The comments were brutal and hilarious, often more entertaining than the show itself. But beneath the humor is a real critique. Jeremy Kyle argues that Meghan uses the media to craft stories, push herself as the victim, and grab attention.
User of the media, she uses every conceivable way to try and play the victim.
But that media playbook doesn't seem to work. Jeremy Kyle says Meghan's big mistake is that what she thinks makes great TV or will connect with people actually shows how little she understands her audience. Instead of winning them over, it just proves the gap between her world and theirs.
A little bit about television. She thinks that that's good television. She thinks that resonates with people.
Every time Meghan tries to connect or earn sympathy, it blows up in her face because it feels fake and out of touch. As one critic said, it shows just how little she really understands people. The internet hasn't just criticized the show, they've mocked it outright with brutal parodies. When all's said and done, most critics and plenty of viewers see her Netflix lifestyle series as a huge flop. Michael Knowles summed it up harshly. Meghan's only real billion-dollar idea was marrying a prince, and even that didn't last. It raises a bigger question about today's entertainment world, where even projects slammed as empty or talentless somehow score giant budgets and major platforms.
Truly entered an age in which even the most talentless and unimpressive people are capable of making millions of dollars simply by behaving in the most annoying fashion imaginable.
The backlash has gotten so intense that Meghan's show is now pure meme fuel. The internet is loaded with parodies, reaction clips, and reels clowning on with Love Meghan. People aren't just watching the show, they're making fun of it non-stop. And honestly, the spoofs are often funnier than the real thing.
My name is Megan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Kaling.
I am so excited because one of my closest friends is coming over to help me cook today.
I want my home to feel welcoming. Do you feel welcome? Does my soundstage welcome you?
I would do way less salt than that. Let me just do it, Jen.
It's Marcy.
Whatever.
She and I are such great friends, like besties. Like I love her. Like she doesn't know my name, but we're best friends.
Those parodies were hilarious, right? But they also raise the big question, who is this show even for? It feels like it's made for the ultra-rich, people who can actually live that picture-perfect lifestyle. For the rest of us, especially in this tough economy, it's basically unrelatable. Maybe the only audience is Oprah and her circle. If that's the case, it makes you wonder what Netflix was thinking when they dropped millions on this. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Meghan's Netflix experiment and the parodies roasting it? Drop your thoughts below. Full breakdown is ready. Click the video on the right to keep watching to see the 3 paths, the key pivot, and the wild card. Tap the playlist to your right to binge the full Meghan Controversies playlist.